Please be aware that the comments, views, opinions shared on this podcast are not meant to diagnose a medical problem and/or legal problem. If you do have a medical problem or legal problem, kindly contact a professional.
Welcome to An Apple a Day, a podcast, a resource, a community. Share your experiences and learn from others as we overcome barriers and learn to live a happy, healthy life with a disability. Welcome to the community. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Hey, thanks, KC. Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of An Apple a Day. Thanks a lot for coming back. And if you're new, welcome. So, have you kept your doctor's appointments this week? Have you gone to your therapy appointments? Have you got your medication filled? Are you taking your medication the way the doctor wrote the prescription? That's very important. Are you doing the exercises the therapist gave you? And I know, because I went to therapy, I know they give you exercises to do at home. Are you doing them at home? Let's be perfectly frank here. There's only one person in the world that can help you get better, that can help you have less pain, and that's you. Doctors and therapists, they're only there to help. They give you the prescriptions. It's up to you to fill the prescriptions. Do it exactly as they tell you. Take your medication exactly as it's written. If it tells you to take the medication every 12 hours, you take it every 12 hours. If it tells you to take it on an empty stomach, you take it on an empty stomach. Tells you to take it on a full stomach. Eat before you take the medication. It's all very basic and very simple. The same thing with the therapist. If the therapist tells you at home do leg lifts, it's very easy to say, I did them. Or I don't want to do them because my leg hurts today. That's all nonsense. They're telling you to do it for a reason. Maybe your leg does hurt. Do as many as you can and let the therapist know this. They tell you to do heel slides, do the heel slides. Do as many as you can. If you can't do the 20 that they say and you can only do 8, do the 8 and let the therapist know. But don't not do them. Don't not get your prescriptions. If you got pain medication, don't say, well, I have no pain. It's prescribed that you take it every 6 hours, then you take it every 6 hours. If it says that you only take it as needed and you have no pain, then you don't take it. But take it as it's prescribed. That's the big thing. Follow instructions. So, there you have it. That's my warning for the day. Last time we were together, we spoke about living on a fixed income, and we said we're gonna come up with some ways to save money and stretch the dollar. Some tips, a way you can save here and there. It's going to take a couple of weeks to get them all out there because there's a lot of ways to save money. This week, we're going to start with credit cards. Number 1 on the list, to save money with credit cards, don't use them. Try not to use credit cards because you're going to get hit with interest. If you can't afford it now, in the beginning of the month, you're not going to be able to afford it at the end of the month because you get your check, your cash flush at the beginning of the month. Come the end of the month, you're not going to be able to afford it any better than you could have at the beginning, really. So save. Save for the things that you want and wait until you can pay for them in cash. Don't use credit cards at the gas station. Credit cards at the gas station, that's ridiculous. Now, I know you've been in the gas station and you've seen the price at the pump. It'll just say, for argument's sake, gas is $2.50 a gallon at the pump if you pay in cash. But if you're going to pay with a credit card, it gets bumped up to $2.60. Now, they're not doing that just because they want to make more money on the credit card. When they take a credit card, they have to actually pay to get their money from the credit card company. So they're passing that expense on to you. Plus, the fact that you're going to be paying for that gas for the next year. And you're paying interest on it. Again, pay cash. Use your debit card. But avoid using a credit card at the gas station. Number 3, do not use your credit card to pay for groceries. You'll end up paying for that head of lettuce for the next year with the interest on it. You're saying, well, food's a necessity. It definitely is. You got to find ways to stretch that food dollar. I mean, I've had times where we've eaten pasta and butter just because we were short. Now, I budget out my money. When I get my check at the beginning of the month, I budget out my money for paying the bills. That leaves us X amount of dollars. Now, I'm lucky my wife works. I budget every week, and that's what I try to stay. I try to stay within that budget. Sometimes it's very hard. In order to get ahead, you're going to have to. And number 4, credit cards should be used for an emergency. By an emergency, I mean a major car repair, because you need your car to get to the doctors and therapy and what have you. Major house repair, like God forbid, a leaky roof or a busted window. You save them for big things like that. Something that you don't have the money in your hand, but if you don't fix it right now, it's going to be even worse. And the other thing too is you need a credit card to rent a car or to reserve a hotel room. So credit cards aren't bad. They should only be kept, though, for emergencies. Number 5, whatever you do, don't pay your bills with a credit card. If your electric bill is $100 and you can't pay it by the due date, you're going to get hit with a $5 charge or something in that area. You get hit with that $5 charge, that's better than getting hit. If your interest rate is 26%, figure it out, 26% on $100, $26. It doesn't make sense to spend that kind of money. You're going to hit with interest right along until that's paid off. So if you can, I'd rather take the hit on being late than to have to pay with a credit card. Don't get sucked in. Number 6, don't get sucked in by these advertisements for rebates for money you spend on your credit card, or airline miles for money you spend on your credit card, or money back. The truth of the matter is, you're paying for the rebates, you're paying for the money back, you're paying for the airline miles. Those offers, those are only to get you to spend more money. And believe me, the money back that you're getting isn't worth the time or the effort or the interest that you're going to pay. Use your debit card. It doesn't make sense to pay interest on your own money. Number 7, avoid taking a cash advance on your credit cards. It's higher interest rates. You're going to be paying for it again. You're going to be paying for it for a long time to come. So if you can avoid taking a cash advance on your credit cards, avoid it at all costs. Number 8, if you do have to use a credit card, be sure that you can pay off whatever it is before the end of the billing cycle to avoid the interest. I know that might sound hard. That's why I say save up to buy something that you need. Number 9, avoid prepaid credit cards. Your debit card is the same thing as a prepaid credit card. Your debit card, though, doesn't have all these attached fees, and you don't have to send money to somebody else. And your debit card is the same as a prepaid credit card. If you go over your prepaid credit card, if you max out your prepaid credit card, you're maxed out. If you max out your bank account, you're maxed out. The difference is your money's in your bank already. Why pay a fee or service fee for another credit card? That doesn't make sense. Number 10, don't run a tab with a credit card. For example, like at a bar or a club. It's way too easy to overspend, and you'll be paying for that night for months. Number 11, most stores have layaway, especially around the holidays. Who wants to spend the next 7 months paying for Christmas? I don't. It's easier to go in and pay layaway. You pay it as you have the money. And the thing is, if you watch the sales and you're a smart shopper, you'll get the sale prices on the stuff you have in layaway. Just bring the flyer in. There's no interest on layaway. You can pay it right up to Christmas Eve or whatever day is that the store says final pickup. But you can pay it right up to the end and then just take it all home. Number 12. Now, I know I've said this a couple of times already, but credit cards should be locked away. Keep them for emergencies only. And don't have more than 1 or 2 credit cards. That should be enough for anything. Number 13. Avoid store credit cards. They're meant for you to spend more money at that store, and 9 times out of 10, store credit cards are a higher interest than a regular credit card. Now, unless you plan on doing all your shopping at that one store, well, because that's where your money's going to go with the interest. So I would avoid them. You're not saving any money with a store credit card. Yeah, a lot of times they'll give you that, come on, buy your first item and we'll take 30% off. Take 30% off on your first item. So you figure, well, I saved 30%. I might as well buy this too. There goes your 30%, and you're sucked into the interest vacuum. Number 14, don't use your credit cards at a casino or gambling. I know a lot of people that are on disability, they look for a treat to get out of the house. Going to casinos. There's nothing wrong with that. You go up to Atlantic City or up to the Indian Casino in Connecticut, or just plan for it. Plan for a trip to the casino the same way you would plan to go on vacation. You got to have the money, the cash with you. You don't want to lose money that you put on a credit card. I figure when I go to the casino, the money I have with me, I know I can lose. And once it's gone, it's gone. You never hear of someone coming back time after time going, oh, I had a great day at the casino. Oh, I won this, I won that. For every time you win, the house wins twice. So, avoid putting these bills on your credit cards. Now, number 15. Again, credit cards have legitimate uses. Credit itself has legitimate use. Buying a house, buying a car, buying the necessities. Luxuries are something that should be purchased only when you can afford them. And if you really want them that bad, trust me, you're going to put the money away for them. They should only be when you can afford them. All right? And that's my little thing on credit cards. You know what? We're going to take a little bit of a break here. We'll be back in 30 seconds. An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. FamousApple.com is the home site for this podcast. There you're going to find articles about the topics we discussed. You're going to find our connections to our Facebook page. And you're even going to find connections to our private chat board. So take a minute, go over, visit www.famousapple.com. But please wait till the end of this podcast. Don't run out on me now. Let's get back to the discussion. Well, we're back here. And that wasn't too hard, was it? It was only 30 seconds. Not too bad, not too shabby. For the second part of the podcast here, I'd like to talk about saving money at the grocery store. Yes, the grocery store. Here's a couple of things. Before you go to the grocery store to do your shopping, make sure you eat. If you're going to go in the morning, make sure you have breakfast before you go to the store. If you go in the afternoon, have lunch. Evening, have dinner. You know, there's nothing worse than going shopping on an empty stomach because everything looks good. And, you'll be walking through going, oh, my God, I think I need that microwave popcorn. And you go down another aisle. Ooh, cheddar popcorn. I'll eat that on the way home. And you go down the end of that aisle and, ooh, apple pies, the personal apple pies. I get 2 of them for the way home, too. Before you know it, you're spending all this money on junk food. And when you get done, you go, oh, my God, I forgot milk. I forgot cereal. If you're hungry, you're concentrating on what you want to eat at that moment. And you forget a lot of stuff and you spend money that you don't have on things that you don't need. So make sure you eat before you go to the grocery store. Another thing, have a shopping list and stick to it. But when you make the shopping list, make sure you eat before you make the shopping list. It sounds funny, but you have to eat before you do it. Otherwise, you're going to be putting stuff on the list that, again, you really don't need. Set an amount for your groceries and stick to it. Stick to the budget that you've made. If you meet your total, that's it. You're done. I found that when I go shopping, I bring a calculator with me. In the beginning, when I first started doing this, oh my God, what a pain in the butt. But you know what? It works. Because here I know exactly what I'm spending as I go along. And I may have to cut something off the list to get something else that I need. You know it. You don't want to get up to the register and then they tell you, say you brought $100 with you, and they tell you, well, it's $115. You don't have the $15. That's embarrassing and it's time consuming. So why put yourself through it? If you set an amount and you bring the calculator, you know exactly where you're at as you go along. So it's a good thing. You'll get used to it. Like in the beginning, like I said, it was cumbersome for me. I didn't like it. But now, if I don't have it with me when we go to the store, I feel like I'm naked, like I'm missing something important here. Another thing to remember when you're figuring out your food is you're putting the items in your cart and you're pushing in the price for it. But you got to remember to allow for deposits and tax. You buy water by the bottle, there's a 5-cent deposit for each bottle, here in New York anyway. And then you got to make room for the taxable items too. So you got to keep that in the back of your mind. Shopping has become like a science almost. Once you get it down pat, you're going to see how easy it is and how much money you're going to save. Now another thing is coupons. Now everybody knows, oh, you use coupons. Yeah. The big thing that you have to do is make your shopping list first. Don't make your shopping list according to coupons. Look for coupons according to your shopping list. This way, don't take coupons that you don't need because it's only going to cause you to spend money when you're there that you really didn't want to spend and you don't have to spend. Oh, the foot cream. Well, I may use that, and if I can get 15 cents, no, you don't want that. You want what you have on your list. Those are what you're looking for the coupons for. Now, another thing, call the store and ask them what day of the week do they double the coupons. Usually it's like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Make your shopping day Tuesday or Wednesday then. It's less crowded, the store, and plus you're going to save money, so it's a win-win situation. Now, here's something that some people really shy away from, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Buying store brand. In the beginning, I was one of those people that if I wanted tomato sauce, it had to say Del Monte on it, or Tutoroso, or something like that. Since I've been doing this, I learned that the store brands are just as good and less expensive. less expensive, much less expensive. You just have to watch. That's all. Compare prices. But the store brands I find are less expensive, and I have money left over after the shopping trip. There are a couple of store brands that I won't use, such as cleaning supplies, like window cleaner. It always leaves streaks on the mirrors and stuff. Laundry soap, I have to use twice the amount. So if I have to use twice the amount, I can buy a bottle of a name brand soap for less. The bleach is fine. I don't care where you get the bleach from. The store brand is perfectly okay. You're going to save up to $1 off the name brands. Floor cleaner is horrible. Your feet stick to the floor, there's streaks on the floor, and you end up having to do the floor 2 or 3 times to get rid of all of that. So where are you saving there? You're using 2 or 3 times. You could buy a regular bottle of floor cleaner and use that. That's the way I look at it. The same thing with dish soap. You're going to use twice the amount to get the dishes clean. And if you have a dishwasher, using the store brand detergent, you're going to use twice the amount, or you're going to have to do twice the work, because after they come out of the dishwasher, you're going to find half the dishes are still dirty, and now you're going to have to wash it by hand. Defeats the purpose of having a dishwasher. Something else, now this is a matter of choice, is paper towels. Store brand paper towels versus name brand. I personally use store brand, but I had to try them first, see which one I liked, because some of them leave that fuzz on the windows or on the mirrors, and that's no good. You end up streaking and everything else. That's a pain in the butt. But there are good ones out there. Like I use the Great Value paper towels from Walmart. They work fine. They work good for me. What you have to do, though, it's a matter of choice. What I would suggest you do is take home a single roll and try it. If it works good for you, fine. Buy the 3-pack or the 6-pack, whatever. If it doesn't, go buy a name brand. But try it first. You'll see. I save a boatload of money on paper towels because we also have 2 dogs and a cat. So we go through paper towels like some people go through soda. Another thing is the water, store brand water. I drink spring water. So if I can find store brand water that's spring water, I drink that. You can save $3 a case. $3 a case, that's $3. That's a lot of money. The other thing is coffee. I am a coffee drinker. My coffee machine goes on in the morning when I wake up, and it goes off at night when I go to sleep. I found I use the store brand. Now, I've used every type of coffee that the stores have. I've tried them all. Some of the name brands I just don't like. Some of the name brands are fine. The ones that are fine, the store brand equals them, if not better. And people that I have to my house, I ask them how they like the coffee. They don't see any difference between any of it. If you use creamer in your coffee, I personally like the powdered creamer, the flavored powdered creamers. And I will say this honestly, I tried the French vanilla in the store brand, and oh my God, did that leave a horrible taste in my mouth. I don't like the store brand on the French vanilla. Now, I used the hazelnut in the store brand, and that was fine. So with the other, like for the French vanilla or the chocolate or the vanilla caramel, I use Coffee Mate, the name brand. Also, now sweeteners, I don't know if you use sweeteners. I use the name brand sweetener, comes in a blue pack. That's very expensive. Then I seen this other one that looked just like it. So I figured, let me try it. It was a difference of $4 a box. $4. I tried it. It's fine. No aftertaste. It tastes just like sweetener. It's not too sweet, and it works for me. So it's something you might want to try too. At the store, now I know somebody that he said, I wouldn't use a store card. People look at you. What, are you kidding me? Everybody uses a store card. You save money with it. And a lot of times they have these bonuses that go along. Money off gas. Around the holidays, if you spend X amount of dollars on your card, you're going to get a free turkey or what have you. Use the store cards, because go through the grocery store and look at the tags on the shelves. You may see a tag that says with the card $1, without the card $2.25. Well, that card is your store card. When you go up and hand it to them when you're checking out, you're going to notice that the $1.25 comes off the product. There's $1.25 here, 50 cents there, 75 cents there. You're going to save using the store cards. So use them. We used to have a store by us when we lived in South Carolina called Bilo. And when you spent $100, it was either 50 or 100, I can't remember now. When you spent that much money, you'd get 5 cents off a gallon of gas. I used to let it go for the month, and we're spending $100 a week. There's 20 cents off a gallon at the end of the month, and it's up to 20 gallons, so that's $4. $4 plus the money you saved using the card in the store. That's a big savings. It's a big savings. So, shopping, like I said, especially grocery shopping, that becomes a science. Once you're used to it, you're going to say, how did I ever do this before? And you're going to be more aware of what you're spending. Well, that's it for this week, I think. Thank you for being here. Now, I want to remind you of one thing. It can always be worse. Even financially, it can always be worse. Think about it. There's some poor guy right now walking around the streets. He doesn't have a dime in his pocket. He's got to worry about where he's going to get his next meal from. He's, asking people on the street for spare change. At least you have money. It may not be as much as you want. You're used to having more. I'll guarantee that. But at least you have money, and you have a way to eat, and you have a roof over your head, and you have heat in your house, and you have electric so you can watch TV, and you're safe, you're warm, your family's safe and warm. So it can always be worse. Be thankful for what you have. That's very important. Okay. Well, like I said, that's about it for this week. Now, I want to remind you, you have doctor's appointments this week? Go to them. Make sure you go to your doctor's appointments. Make sure you go to your therapist appointments. Make sure you pick up the prescriptions if you need them. If you don't have a prescription plan, stop by famousapple.com. We have a discount. Prescription discount advertiser, and what they do is you put in the prescriptions that you need, and they see what price, where you can get it the cheapest, then you can get a coupon to go to that store. And I've done it, and believe me, you can save a boatload. If you don't have a prescription plan, I just put in all my prescriptions to see how much I would save. I do have a prescription plan. The savings on it is phenomenal because I take things like Plavix and Lipitor, and those are expensive. A couple of years ago, when I was on my wife's insurance, and the copay on the Plavix was $80. $80. And then the copay on my insulin was another $80. And the copay on the Lipitor was another $80. That was a lot of money, and that's only 3 out of 12 prescriptions. That's a lot of money. There's an advertiser on famousapple.com, and you can check it out. You don't have to use it. You can just check it out. Put in your prescriptions to see how much you can get them for and where you can get them at that price. And anyway, do me a favor, subscribe to this podcast. I'm beginning to get used to having you around. I don't want you to miss an episode here. But yeah, subscribe to the podcast and write a review for us if you would. And I'll see you next week. Have a great, great, great week, and thanks for stopping by. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to An Apple a Day with Jimmy Apple, your gateway to a happy, healthy life. Join our community at www.famousapple.com. See you next time.